If you're wondering how you're going to fund the creation of your online course, keep watching because I'm going to show you how to pre-sell your online course so you don't make the mistakes I made when I first got started selling online courses way back in the day. I'm Natalie Lussier, founder of Access Ally, the most powerful WordPress-based online course creation platform on the market today. So let me backtrack to over a decade ago and tell you about how not to do things. So I was just getting started online. I had my website up and I was teaching people about healthy eating and raw foods. So I knew I wanted to create an online course. I put together a sales page, put together a webinar, which back in the day was actually a teleseminar, so I'm dating myself a little bit there. But essentially, I had a bunch of people sign up for my webinar and I delivered my great talk. I showed people what I knew about healthy eating, and then I opened the doors to an online course that I had called Setting Yourself Up for Raw Food Success. So what happened? Nobody bought it. Total crickets. I had 0 signups. And to be fair, one of the people on the webinar was my dad, the other person was my mom, so I didn't have a ton of people on live. But still, there was something wrong with my approach, and my approach to pre-selling completely failed. So here's what you can learn from my mistake and how I really turned things around the next time I tried to launch. So I regrouped. This time I said, let me do a little bit more customer research before I try to launch this course. So what I did is I offered a free coaching sessions, and I did it as a contest. So people could win a coaching session with me. And I ended up getting 3 great people on the phone, and obviously I gave them the best advice I had, but my goal with that session was really to figure out what they were struggling with the most when it came to healthy eating. And what I discovered in all 3 of those calls was one word: cravings. So people were struggling with craving unhealthy food. And although I was not a cravings expert, I realized that a lot of the things I could teach people around healthy eating would help them with cravings too. So with this new information, and this is a tip for you, do not make the mistake of thinking and assuming that you know what people want to learn in your online courses. Really go out there and ask them, what are they struggling with? How can you actually solve their problems? So I took this information and I renamed this kind of very broad generic program Cure Cravings Forever. And yes, that's a bit of a bold statement, but I knew it had to be bold if I was to get people on board to take my course and get the results that I was promising, which was how to eat healthier on a regular basis without feeling like you're always succumbing to cravings. So I renamed the course, I picked my price, which was actually the same price as my original course. And then what I did is I mapped out the curriculum. Now this is important because what you want to do when you're pre-selling a course like this is you'll want to put together a sales page and a webinar that really sells people on the benefits of your course. And you're not going to create all the content for your course yet because you want to validate this idea and make sure that you're on the right track. So the good thing about how I had launched that first time that totally flopped is that I hadn't created all of my content for my course yet. I was going to deliver it live, which is exactly what you want to do for your online courses too. So once you have people in the door and once you have them signing up, that's when you're going to create all of your content for your course. Now let's keep going. I had my name, I put together a sample curriculum that had everything I thought I would be teaching, put it on a sales page with the name of the new program, had my webinar, and a really important piece of advice here is I also created something outside of my webinar that brought in a lot more eyeballs and a lot more people. So in this case, I put together a free recipe book called 21 Desserts You Can Eat Every Day. Now see how desserts are tied to that craving piece? So I really reverse engineered what it is that my program was about, the struggle that people said they really need help with, and then I also related my free content to this topic. So it was a open-ended book that anyone who loves desserts could download, especially people who seem to have cravings around desserts would probably enjoy because eating them every day sounds like a great thing. And they were all healthy desserts, right? So I think that really tied into what my course was about. So when I launched this free downloadable ebook, I told everyone on social media, please share it with your friends. I posted about it daily. I posted sample recipes. I did everything I could. And then people would come to my website, put in their name and email to opt in to download this book, and people readily shared it. They loved it. So that worked out really well, and I got 100 people on an email list, and that made it way easier when I did my webinar to announce my course. So I highly recommend thinking about what the topic is that you're solving for, and then having free content beyond just the content of your webinar to really tie into getting more people in the door so they can actually see your offer and your course when it's for sale. So when it was time to do my webinar, I was prepared, I had everything I needed, and this time I decided to do a live video. So like I said, originally it was a teleseminar just on the phone, but this time I decided to do it with video and streaming. And that also increased the connection I had with the people who were watching, because I could talk about the program and they could see my enthusiasm and they could connect with me as a human being too. So I had my pricing available, and what I did is I closed enrollment for this course in 3 to 5 days. So in my case, I had it open for 5 days. And throughout those 5 days, for everyone that was on my email list, I sent a couple of emails at the beginning and then also at the end. And keep in mind that when you're doing a pre-sale, you're going to get about half, if not more than half of the sales on the last day before you close registration. So it's really, really important to have those emails right before you close enrollment, because people need those reminders, and it's the fact that it's going away because you're going to be doing your course live that makes it so powerful to get people to say yes. So once you close enrollment, that's when you start really focusing in on developing the actual course. The great thing about pre-selling a course is that you're not going to spend months working on your course content and then opening the gate and nobody signs up like most people do. So what you want to do is really focus on the marketing and the selling and creating free resources that get people in the door, and then having enrollment for a short period of time, and then focusing all of your energy on delivering the course at that point. And when you pre-sell, it gives you the money up front. So you let people know very clearly that it's a pre-sale, and you give them a date for when the course will actually start. So this way you have time to prepare, whether it's your slides that you're doing live or any other downloads or PDFs that you're creating in your course. And that gives you time to prepare. You can give yourself maybe 2 weeks to a month before you actually start the program. So it's a great thing to do, because you can also ask the people who sign up what they want to learn. So in my case, I had almost 30 people sign up once I did it this way, after doing my validation and talking to potential customers, and then really putting so much more effort on the front end by delivering free content and having people join my email list, and then really getting them to say yes to my offer. So once they're in, you can talk to them even more. You can get feedback, and that will inform what it is that you include in your program. So in my case, I was delivering my content live, and then I would keep those recordings, and those became my online course, or at least the first version of my online course. And what the great thing about pre-selling does is it gives you time and money to invest in developing your course and to making sure that you're going to develop the right course. So if nobody signs up for your webinar or nobody downloads your free content, you know you might not be on the right track. So that's really important feedback you can use to fine-tune what it is that you're going to create for your course as well. And beyond that, once you've pre-sold your course, maybe you've gone through one iteration of it and you have your content, it's time to decide what happens next. Are you going to relaunch the course? Will you increase the price? Will you redo the content with a little bit more polish? All of those are great next steps to have. And of course, the most important thing is to make sure that the people who signed up for your very first pre-sold course, that they got the results that you promised. So make sure to grab testimonials, make sure to work with people until they get the results that you promised, because happy raving fans will go a long way to helping you scale this course so you can sell even more of it. Now, if you're still wondering if selling an online course or a membership is the right way to go, watch this next video now.